And this is A and B Combos Wrestling Edition.
Welcome everyone to the most must-see wrestling review and live reaction show on YouTube. Welcome to A and B Combos Wrestling Edition. This is Conversations. We are so excited to have a conversation with a professional wrestler who is, man, I gotta tell you.
Our first conversation with a professional wrestler.
You have no idea how much it gives us great pleasure. We are elated to bring the man, the myth, Irvin, legend himself. So let's go ahead, without further ado, let's bring the gentleman in here. What's going on?
Good, how you doing?
I'm good. Just been busy with these ever since the AEW. My phone been blowing up. Like, it's crazy.
That's good.
We know how big AEW is getting right now. We have been professional wrestler fans for, gosh, years and years and years. No, but we remember very clearly what it was like back in the day with the Monday Night Wars, WWE, WWF, WCW, and there's been a lot of comparison with AEW. And you know, as well as everybody else does, WWE right now, they have been hemorrhaging professional wrestlers. I mean, it has been absolutely insane. But you premiered on AEW Dark. So before we get into all that, please tell us, what was it like to premiere for AEW?
Well, to me, you know, I would be lying if I said it wasn't a dream come true. Like, performing on the independent level when you're wrestling in front of, you know, a couple hundreds and you know there's eyeballs on you. And then when you wrestle for like an actual company where you know there's hundreds of thousands of eyeballs on you and, you know, agents in the back, people on TV, it doesn't matter how long you've been doing it. It's pretty nerve-wracking. But, like, it was more so special for me because we were in Norfolk. That's actually where I'm from. So, you know, when I came out, like, we were preloaded, which means I didn't get an entrance. Like, I was just told, go to the ring with the partner, and then the camera's going to be you. But, like, when I was in the ring, I literally heard, like, a whole front row of that section, like, yo, that's Irvin Legend from VCW. I'm like, okay.
Oh, that's so awesome.
I was wondering if I knew some people in Norfolk know who I am, but I was like, you know, will I get the recognition I'm hoping for? And before I even did anything, I was like, okay, I mess with that. That's what's up. All right.
I'm glad that you got that reception. So let me ask you. So as an up-and-coming indie wrestler, right? So I'm assuming that your goal was WWE. Is it still WWE, or has AEW just completely changed that game for you?
Well, honestly, like, if I got 8 years on the independent circuit. Because I started in 2015, if I were to have this mindset like 2 years in, I'm like, absolutely, WWE is where I want to go. But wrestling has changed. There's way more, like 10, 20 years ago, WWE was like the mecca. But there's so many options. You got New Japan, you got Impact, you got AEW. I mean, you got so many options. So now, with me being a seasoned, I'm not going to say veteran, but a seasoned, you know, worker, wrestler, whatever you want to call it.
You're a professional wrestler.
Right. So it's like, you know, I've been around the block. I've made some good friends, but realistically, I'm open to, you know, having a contract anywhere. But I would love to be in AEW just because of the talent. You got Jericho, Cody Rhodes, Black.
Oh, God, Cody Rhodes. Oh, absolutely.
So let's ask. So you said that Jericho helped you out a lot when you got there. And did you have interaction with Cody as well? Like, what was that like when you were actually there with these people?
Who took you up under the wing?
Well, I mean, I got there a few hours early. I got to meet, you know, everybody. But the few people that actually helped me out was Sting, Jericho, and
so awesome.
Yeah. And it was always, hey, kid, you know, how long you been doing this? What's your name? Leo was there. You know, it was cool to catch up with Leo again because I ain't seen him I haven't seen that man since MCW, which is a long time.
Okay.
Wow.
So, you know, Leo's like, what's up, Irv? I'm like, not much. I'm just here for a dark match and see what I can do. But I remember I told Jericho, hey, man, can you watch my match? And I didn't think he was going to do it because, you know, he had Rampage and Dynamite, and he had his own program he had to run. Yeah. So I did the match, got to the back, and Jericho and Jerry Lynn and Sting and most of the agents were back there. and they told me what I could improve on. They told me what they liked. They shook my hand. They thanked me. And everybody, the biggest thing that I took from that is everybody already acted like I worked there. Like I was expecting to go there. Oh, who's this young buck? Who's this kid? Who's this indie schmuck? They act like I had a contract there. They shook my hand. They laughed with me and jokes and all that stuff. It was really chill. I didn't really see Cody because he was, in the executive. He was all in the back.
Yeah, he's busy, right?
I did see Tony Khan. He was cool.
Oh, wow.
Very good.
That's nothing to sneeze at. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So overall, you'd say your first experience with AEW was a positive one.
Absolutely. And like the biggest thing I was worried about was like, how am I going to get treated or looked at? And they just treated me like I've been employed there for years. And it's like, this is cool. They're not looking at me like I'm some indie guy. They're treating me like I'm a talent, And then you had catering. You had people sitting around watching all the matches. I actually, after my elevation match, I stayed the whole time through Dynamite Rampage. I didn't get home till about 3 a.m. because I made sure to like shake everybody's hands that I could, stay as long as I could.
For sure.
Because you only get one. That might have been my, hopefully it ain't my only shot, but I was trying to make the most of it in every way. I never dressed in a suit and tie, but I did that, what I'm saying, when I got, and because I'm not really a suit and tie type of dude, but when you got an opportunity like that, you gotta.
What was it like to actually get that call? Like, what was that like? You answer the phone. What was that moment like?
The funny thing about that was 2 weeks before I got the call, I was actually supposed to be getting extra work for WWE.
Okay.
So I got vaccinated, all the blood work, all the paperwork. I think 3 days before we were supposed to go to Norfolk Scope, the agent emailed me like, hey, I'm sorry to say, but there's going to be no extra work and it's been scrapped. And I'm like, yeah, I just spent all this money prepping. I've been busting ass, dieting, no carbs. Everybody knows I like sweet potatoes, no sweet potatoes. And you're going to tell me your opportunity to be taken away.
Right.
What do I do? I was starting to feel sorry for myself. First thing I did was eat a bowl of Rice Krispie treats. Okay, I guess I'm not. So then the next thing I know, 2 days later, AEW contacts me. Hey, you've been invited to the Elevation taping in Norfolk because they pay attention to stuff. Like when they go to each town, they look at the most well-known talent, and normally those are the ones they contact for whatever. So I pretty much all the paperwork I submitted for WWE, I resubmitted for AEW. So I really haven't do much. But I went out with my suit and tie. They told me to be here. Call times at 1 p.m. I got there, brought my gear, but I was fully expecting to do a security gig. And when all the talent was in the talent pool, my agent was like, everybody check the whiteboards, and people who don't have matches will find something else. And my mind's like, man, watch this. I'm about to be the top flight security of the world. So I go to the whiteboard, and next thing I know, I'm on a tag team match. I'm like, oh, my God. I actually have a match. I was not expecting the match. I wasn't told. I was like, okay, let me stretch out. Just push up. So they threw me in a tag team match against Ricky Starks. Powerhouse Hobbs, which is a big dude. Strong dude.
But that's a big match. That's against a champion, though. Like, that's,
And Logan. And the funny thing about my partner is we had no contact. I didn't know him. I'm sure he don't know me. So we just threw together. I'm like, all right, what's your style? Here's my style. What we're going to do? We got 10 minutes. Let's do that.
Right.
So, everything was like this. Let's hope we click. And then I didn't know what to do. Normally, like, I was worrying. I was like, can I wear my trunks? Can I call my name? Because, like, sometimes they're known if they bring you in for work and you have gear or a name like their contract talent, they'll ask you to change it.
Right.
But nobody had your name. So I was like, all right, I think I should be fine. But then I got there, did my thing, hung out. I mean, it was awesome. Like, I couldn't have asked a better way to close the year out. But, I mean, that just made me more hungry. Like, I just want more opportunities. You know what I'm saying? Because I know if I get that singles match, everybody's going to talk about it. And everybody's like,
we've seen some of your indie matches, and we know what you can do. So we understand that when you're called in to go against a champion with no name and thrown with somebody, obviously they're not putting you out there and want you to take away the W. But it was exciting to see you out there. You did your thing. It was believable. It was we loved it. It was great.
We enjoyed it. We enjoyed it very, very much. What was the ultimate decision for you back in the day when you were a kid that made you say, I want to be a pro wrestler?
Oh man. Well, honestly, so I had a pretty rough childhood. I don't know my biological family, so I was adopted. Didn't have a father figure for real, for real. So it was just my mom. So like she passed away when I was 14, and I made some bad decisions. Like I was in the streets, I was doing some gang stuff. I ended up surviving, getting stabbed, getting shot, all that stuff. So it
Wow.
came to a point where I, I was actually watching Gangland, but I accidentally clicked on um wrestling. I was like, wait a minute, like these guys are fighting for real. They have a microphone, they're talking crap, thousands of people beating people. That seems like something I want to do.
Right.
What is this? What is this called? And there was WWF SmackDown. I think the first episode I saw was like rocking. So like this is awesome. Like so like at this time we didn't really have internet. We had newspapers and stuff like that, and I had a little T-Mobile flip phone. So I was like, is there any wrestling schools in my state? I think I had a Nokia, and Nokias don't have no pics.
Mm-hmm.
And then before I watched it like an idiot, I found Southside Pro Wrestling, and that was like an hour away. And at the time, it was Buffalo Wild Wings, and they used to show the pay-per-views. But like SPW would have a little small monitor where they would show their stuff. So that when people went in there, they didn't give a crap about SPW. They watched the WWE stuff. Nobody knows this small indie fan. Nobody cares. Let's watch WWE stuff. So I went over to Mark Myers. I'm like, are you can you train anybody if you're athletic? Like, how much does it cost? This man said $250 a month. I said, I don't have a job.
Wow.
Right.
So I said, what the hell am I supposed to? So what I did was I sold all my video games. I started.
Okay. I know that hurt a little bit.
It sucked. All my Tony Hawk games, all that. I started donating plasma, and then I donated most of my J's, which it was like I was selling my kids because I was obsessed with my shoes back in the day. And so I made enough money to pay for 3 months, and then I told Mark, the guy that brought me in, what I had to do, and he's like, "Yo, we're gonna get you a discount. Like, just keep the place clean, and we'll let you train here."
Right.
And that's how I got my start. And then I just VA turned to North Carolina turned to New Jersey, Texas, Florida, and then grinding on the independent circuit for about 7 years, and now, I got the AEW shot.
That's fantastic.
Man. Yeah, you paid your dues for sure.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people that have asked us, what do I need to do to make it in professional wrestling? We are not professional wrestlers, although, side note, I did submit a tape to Tough Enough, the WWF, some years ago. It could have been me and The Miz, but it wasn't meant to be. What advice would you give people who are just starting out or really don't really know where to go, what to do about getting into this business? What would you say to them?
Biggest thing before you even think about a gimmick is get your diet and workout plan up to par, because it doesn't matter how athletic you are, it's a different type of animal in the ring. Like, you could be the most genius guy on the planet, but when you hit the ropes, you better be ready to go. So like take consideration, clean your diet up, cardio training, weights, and then once you get that down pat, then look at your finances. Can I support myself for 3 months, 6 months, a year?
Right.
Look at who I am. You know what I'm saying? If the crowd can't connect with you and can't get behind the gimmick, you're pretty much useless. Like, you're pretty much at a standstill. So you want to make sure you have a gimmick and a name, your colors, all that to sell. Then once you got all that, then the biggest thing is you get what you put in. Sometimes you take the hit and get trained by the best so that they cover all aspects. Like, for me, I didn't have resources to be trained by. I got what I could, and then down the line, I went to a Tyson Kidd seminar. Now me and him are practically, he's like my older brother. So it wasn't, he was telling me everything, technique, gimmick, all that. I go to the dungeon, natties or something.
The dungeon,
Yeah, he taught me all about ring cardio with the heart foundation, the squat special he teaching me. So like, you just gotta let everything happen and just be smart and just be humble. When I say be humble, I don't mean like, bowing to people. I mean like, shaking hands, but don't let people take advantage of you either, because that will happen. Yeah, you can be respectful without being someone's lackey. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I mean, the professional wrestling life, it's not an easy life. It's not for everyone. So that's one of the things that we've always looked at when we see a pro wrestler get into this business. It's not like, hey, I just applied and I made it. It takes some steps to get into this. You really want to be a pro wrestler For
Yeah,
sure.
we're happy to see you get that call, and we hope this is just the first that we're seeing of you in AEW.
We're excited for you.
Absolutely. I'll be back. For sure.
That's right.
And one last question. This wasn't I'm calling an audible.
Oh, another question.
Past, present, future. What professional wrestler would you like to face and why?
Oh man, I got so many, man.
You can only choose one.
If I had to pick one, it would have to be Owen Hart.
Dang.
Personally, unpopular opinion, Owen Hart is way better than Bret. And let me tell you why. Technically sound, Bret's not at Owen's level athletically. Like, if you saw Owen from the old days, he was doing backflips off people, made everything look effort. Then he had his charisma that was different. So definitely Owen Hart, Like that was a really hard decision. I think it was between Owen and Guerrero, but I'm gonna go Owen Hart.
Yeah.
That's
awesome.
I think we can end it there.
There you go.
Urban Legend, we really appreciate you coming on the show today.
Yes.
It meant a lot to us. We are really, really excited to see what the future has for you. So thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
That was so good and so informative. You know what? I think it's not going to get back in the
Get back in the ring? You mean from your audition tape? You're just going to jump yourself in?
Why you got the
I'm sorry, baby. No, yeah, you should. Just wrap your bad knee up. You'll be good.
Thank you, Urban Legend, for joining A and B Combos Wrestling Edition. We hope to have some more conversations with in the future. So we appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thank you so much. Like and share this video.
Yes.
Lay it on them now. Tell them.
If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, the hell you waiting for? Bam, bam. Hit that subscribe button and also click on the join option. It will show you all the perks that come along with being a member of our channel. Also, we do have merch available. The link is in the description below.
Merch!
And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you will be notified when we go live.
We appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you very much. That is it for us. Until next time, we are out.
Peace.